their industries also have done good job in sustainability. Like our industry in construction industry, we represent, we also do good job in while selecting the suppliers. We have the data, we try to do some surveys. When initially, when we started this point of ESG and all, we were very much not sure about the small entrepreneurs working in MIDC, right? They were not pretty aware about this aspect of ESG.
Right.
Even in companies like us, we're not very much aware about ESG. Even today, I take help of the experts. I do attend a lot many seminars on this sustainability so that I get some feedback, some input, how exactly these companies or these industries operate and how do they measure their performance. Because ultimately the KPIs and KRS are meant only for professional guys to reduce the carbon emission, right? So we are also doing that. We did a lot of survey, we did the data analysis, and the first survey I remember, out of say 215 and odd suppliers in a small sector, there were only 16 or 17 who could reply about ESG. First survey. And this was just 3.5 years back story. Now people are responding well, people are aware. Small entrepreneurs who are supplying material to us, they are also aware about ESG or this sustainability aspect what we are talking about. But as you all guys said, companies who work on a larger scale, larger volumes, right? They can easily go ahead with ESG norms, right? If I tell a supplier to get integrated with a platform, a digital platform which we have developed for us on sustainability, probably the supplier at that end might in principle agree. But when it comes to the investment part, probably he might put a point, sir, do I really need that? So that's the only aspect which we still want to go ahead and try to convince them so that they willingly get connected to the companies like us.
Right. So well said. So we all have to join together and be a part of this, because we all are as a part of procurement leader. So we all individually have to fight for this reduction of scope 3 carbon emission, because scope 3 is completely dependent on the procurement team, supply chain team. So we as a buyer and the lead buyer who has to take oath on the same, and at least we have a tender clause on the ESG that this percentage should be the perfect alliance, and our suppliers should obey that percentage rating on the same, and they could reduce that carbon emission. But many times we miss this and loopholes are there. So we have to make sure, come into the market, connected with the suppliers, because they are not the vendor only, they are your partners as well. So when we are saying partners, so both buyer, supplier and the logistic team, all three comes together, and they have to come together for this noble cause and plan that who can contribute their percentage with respect to the reduction of these carbon emissions. As I am from the power industry, and right now with Vikrant Group, I am taking care for the solar, because we are also planning some solar project for 20 megawatt at the MP. But that why we are planning for that? That's not for the noble cause of this green power will come to us. That is for the business. So first alignment, we all are doing business. Second, how that business should not be affected by the carbon. How we can stop the effect of GSG. So that all comes together, and we could plan that how much budget we are planning for the common of the project. Some of the contingency bucket we can keep for the renewables there, so that it will help us for the reduction of carbon in the project. Third, for the plantation, because we have easy task to remove this, to reduce this carbon emission to plant. So 1,000 of plants we can plant. I think I can see in the nearby metro also they are putting the 149 small plants in a one row and then keep it there. They are saying that we planted 1,000 plants. So, but that's also one of the part is good. Okay, I have not any objection on the same. But plantation, we have to decide some area. Like I remember when I was in Adani and I started the 40 megawatt Asia's largest solar power plant that time, we have kept the 300 acre of land, and I think I remember that 300 acre of land for the only they have planted the plantation of vegetables. So Sanjay will add that point also.
So I, as an individual, take it an oath in that time. It is a matter of the clap. We have built up the 2 million trees in the India, 2 million ton. And can you believe it? We are the highest level of the apple producer in the India. And now we generated the 600 crore revenue from the plantation side. So one side, aam ke aam, gutliyon ke daam.
So I remember I was getting guava from that plant also.
So then, you are talking about the vendor. I am talking about different way.
Yeah.
You give the, somebody is talking about the cost. I am talking about you give the incentive to the, those are the vendor who is support to you for the collaboration, who should support you to give the ESG lesson emission. I have a lot of example. Like, you have a collaboration is the most important thing. Why you are collaboration with the vendor and the supplier? You collaboration with the two different industry. I have example, I have a collaboration with the power plant producer and I have a collaborator of the steel producer. What I contribute is, I have a limestones available. And nowadays, FGD is a mandatory for the, any of the thermal power plant in India. So I give the limestone, they give me a gypsum. And gypsum is the raw material for me. So you can notice, मैं 50 पैसे की मिट्टी को 5 रुपए किलो में बेच रहा हूँ. आप सोचिए सर हम कितना प्रॉफिट कर सकते हैं. We have a power plant in the Mundra, in the Tata Power and Mundra, the Adani Power is a 8,500 megawatt. Can you believe it? We required 50 KL the water in the daily basis. How we generate the water? Water is not available in the Kutch area. We take it a water from the sea, which is a 50,000 TDS. We convert it into mineral water now. And we planted it. And now this FGD or this KLD plant are running by the renewable power. So that is an example. You have to optimize the values. You give the incentivize the vendors. Now we have incentivized the vendor. Only the vendors who supply, like we are talking about the primary and secondary logistics. Our mandate is that now only EV, only CNG, LNG, whatever, even we develop the hydrogen. So whatever vendor who can supply us, we give it a 1 rupees kilometer extra to our vendors to just get it an advantage. We are not taking any other advantage. It is a society, how to be leverage the wisdom. We have now converted our all the ships with the 50% from the fossil fuel, biofuel and everything. So a lot of example. I can take it, all the numbers, all the emails from you, and I will give the suggestions to the society, just not a professional, just to a human, save the humans. So that's the example. In a piecemeal, you can collect the data, and piecemeal you analyze the data, and you can give the ESG as a profitable center rather than the cost center.
So Sanjay has ordered, I think, all the points in that case. And I remember these things when companies are thinking in this aspect, so company has to take the bucket for this also. So I am insisting with when we are talking about the budget of any of the single projects EPC when I was going to bid and the tendering. So I told them to at least keep it 3%, but they are saying why 3%, then we will lose the bid. So my target was that CSR is our common responsibility where we have to do that. So we could club it and the budget assign all accordingly so that we can do the both. We can do the ease of doing business, one thing, and second, we can reduce this carbon emissions both. So we can fight for together and with the company's acceptance, I think owners' acceptance and who are doing this private, all the private companies when they are doing this. I think Pratyush, you can add your point in this also.
Sure. So as continue with Mukesh's suggestion or the example, I can only say that as Evonik in the chemical industry, 43% of our global products come with sustainability product portfolio in terms of those materials contains at least green raw materials, green solutions, and that is the offer from us to the market, and we are continuously working to make it more greener. So we target around 50% of our product portfolio go green by next few years, and you can say conscious efforts are being built on this aspect as well. So for example, when we make silica for tires, we generally make it from sodium silicate, that is from soda ash and sand. But now we have developed sodium silicate with rice husk, and with the usage of that, we are reducing we are reducing greenhouse emissions or CO2 when we operate, when we offer this product to tire manufacturer. And this is one of the example how we leverage our technology, our solutions for our next generation products. And we will only offer next generation products going forward, ensuring that we have this sustainability angle when we think producing those products, and this is very exhaustively covered in our sustainability report, which we have already published in 2022. So you can all refer that will offer us the insight into what we do, and there is a lot to learn from it. Yeah.
Right. I think comes to fuels. So fuels, I think major portion is the petrol and the diesel. So why I think we have to add one governance side, that they are already working on this, and they are planning that how to increase the EV, and they have come to the CNG, but CNG is not the solution for this, because still they are giving the carbon emissions to our society.
CNG
So
cannot take load.
right.
That is the only
So second, we can come to Gaurav, and Gaurav, we can add these points, that how this petrol and diesel consumption should be reduced, and what government has to do something different, so that our industrial private sector companies could fall. Like, I think I have seen the EVs, but they are still not 100% coming to for this charging station, because they are getting only 100 rupees, because what they are calculating, they are getting only 100 rupees for the each vehicle's charging or changing of replacement of batteries, which is not showing a mass volume to them. How they could cater this consumption of petrol and diesel and moving to the electric vehicle, because electric vehicle is still a challenge for us, that how we are moving towards that, but still the mass quantity is not coming like that.
Right.
How?
Yeah. So again, it depend on two or three things. Again, if you see the most of the volume